Hello everybody, here I am with another PrimeWeld box. How did this happen again? Oh yeah, it's all starting to come back to me now. Another day, another project. Let's set up this state-of-the-art mobile fabrication station. Turn to the clamp and yep, that'll do. I am Joshua Biderman and welcome to my channel. Today we're dealing with some half-inch mild steel cutoffs. They were oxyacetylene torch cut, which is a reliable way to cut, but it leaves this awful slaggy mess. To prep it for use, we're going to secure it to a table and use the old fab shop staple, the 4.5-inch angle grinder. Plug her in, safety glasses, hearing protection, gloves. And with a cutoff wheel, these are called the wheel of death, and that's for a reason. They can bind and the wheel can explode or jump like this. They are hard to manage and hold on to, and if they get away from you, you can end up with a nickname with a number less than 10. That being said, there is a better way. Let's toss this to the side and see what we can do. On my pocket-sized supercomputer, I looked up PrimeWeld.com. Clicked on plasma cutters. At the time of this recording, the first plasma cutter is the Cut 60. That's the one I'm after. Let's go ahead and buy it now. Go through the payment process, and we'll make it my own. Alright, time to wait for it. What is that? Oh my gosh, they really do have fast shipping. Lift with the legs. Here we are, right back where we started. Let's get this thing out of the box and check her out. Open her up, flap 1 and 2. As usual, PrimeWeld does not disappoint when it comes to packaging. Goodbye. Let's see what's inside box number 1. We have some bits and accessories, and the plasma torch, the magic wand that cuts everything. Seems pretty well built. Let's check out box number 2. Yes. We have all the other bits and pieces. We have the standard edition PrimeWeld ground clamp, the 110 to 220 converter. I don't know why they keep sending these things. I think maybe a frisbee or a dog dish or something. This is special, a provided connector to wire this into a CNC plasma table. And here it is, the star of our show. Here's the front with the onboard pressure gauge and regulator and simple dial-operated controls. Here's the back. It's got the CNC port, the power cord, and the air inlet, as well as a big cooling fan. More packaging in the box. And here's something you usually only see on the big brand names. These are reinforcement brackets. They're made of metal, and they put them in the box to help protect your packaging. Good job, PrimeWeld. And then there's the box with some silica gel snacks. No, packs, not snacks. Don't eat those. Okay, let's get this thing set up. A water separator is recommended for the air supply. I have one on my compressor, so I'm just going to put this fitting in for now. Later I'll put a dedicated water separator on for portable use. Thread her in, tighten her up, and that'll do. Here's a better look at the plasma torch. It has a safety guard over the trigger, and it came with a standoff right from the factory. Good job, PrimeWeld. Here's the plug end of the TIG torch lead. Came with this protective screw-on cap. Line it up in its fixture, insert it, and thread the collar down tight. That's it, you're ready to go. I'm a persistent man. For 20 years I've been occasionally trying to weld without a ground clamp. That being said, I still recommend you install yours and put it on your workpiece. Joking aside, this ground clamp seems middle of the road, which is great for out-of-the-box welding equipment. Good job, PrimeWeld. I forgot to mention during the unboxing that it comes with a well-written technical manual, including specifications and replaceable parts. This is one of the great things about PrimeWeld. They know their equipment, give great customer service and technical support, and have a 3-year guaranteed warranty. Ground clamp, power on, air supply in. Turns out this is a locking regulator. You pull it out to adjust it and push it in to lock it. I'm trying to adjust it down, and because I didn't read the manual very thoroughly and I'm a man, I'm pushing the trigger on the plasma torch to release pressure to adjust it down. There's actually a button, the switch on the right side of the front panel. When you push it up, it will release air pressure just to adjust the regulator. So of the many dunder-headed things I do, the first cuts I took with this, I forgot to hit record on the camera. But it made absolutely beautiful cuts. Look at that. It's super clean and nice, and the slag hardly sticks at all. You can just knock it right off. But luckily it's still a plasma cutter, and I'll take a few more cuts so we can see how it goes again. When I torch or plasma cut, I like to use these Shade 5 lenses. They're purpose-built just for the task. They don't add a lot of bulk to my head the way a big shield or a helmet does. Okay, we are all systems go, and we're off. Cut super smooth. This is 1/2-inch steel plate, and I did bodge the cut a little bit there, but no fault of the plasma cutter. I have to say this would take minutes with a grinder and go about as fast with a torch, but take minutes to grind off the slag. I'm also going fairly slow because I have the power turned down. It's not cutting at full power. Okay, the cut's done, and right there, the billet drops right off with a couple whacks. Look how easy the slag comes off. That's it. It's clean and prepped, ready to weld. See the fit up. It's clean and tight on the torch side and still very acceptable on the bottom. What a time saver. Okay, let's crank this thing up to max and try her again on the 1/2-inch plate. But first, here's a cinematic slow-mo of me fumbling a piece of plate on the floor. But enough of that. Let's go. This is cutting so much faster at full power. And check this out. The waste piece drops off on its own. And here in real time, I'm unclamping it and picking it up in my gloved hand. It's warm, but I can handle it comfortably in the gloves. Very little heat's put into the workpiece. Absolutely fantastic. Now at full power on 1/2-inch plate, it did create a little bit more difficult to remove slag, but it wasn't bad. A chipping hammer would have taken it off in a few seconds. Of course, I'm dinking around with a piece of plate. But that's it. She's prepped. She's ready to weld. Cut straight and even. The fit up is excellent. Now let's move on to bigger and better things. Since we'd have her turned up to max power, let's see what she'll do. Here are 2 pieces of 1/2-inch mild steel plate stacked together to make 1 inch. Let's see what happens. Let's go. Right off the bat, it doesn't seem to like this. It's cutting and gouging in, but it's fighting, and I don't know that it's making it all the way through. The arc keeps cutting in and out. I don't think this is working very well. Okay, let's give up the ghost and see what we got. So it clearly cut all the way through the top piece and part way through the bottom. It cut all but about an 1/8 inch, which the manual says 7/8 of an inch severance cut, and I think that's spot on. So with a rating of 7/8 inch, it should cut 3/4 no problem. Here's a piece of rusty quarter on top of our 1/2-inch plate. Let's see what happens. It cut through, which is good, and especially good because there was a gap between the 2 pieces of metal. It was being held up by the weld bead. Let's try it again with a tighter fit, so it's closer to a 3/4 inch plate. It's cutting along. It's slow for sure, it's close to its max cut, but it's definitely cutting. Okay, let's see if it'll pierce through this 1/2-inch plate. Wow, that dug right through, and it went a lot faster than I expected. Way easier than a torch. Here, check it out. The pierce is pretty clean. I want to take another shot of that 3/4 thick plate. Okay, we're on to the thick part. It's cutting slow. It's definitely a severance cut, but it's cutting quite reliably and steady. 3/4 mild steel plate is definitely a go for this machine. Okay, let's have a look. There she is, definitely a severance cut, but definitely cut through. So far this machine is doing exactly as advertised. Just to be thorough in our review, here's some thin gauge. It's 1/8" plate. I turned the machine down and we'll see how it cuts. Gosh, it cuts through it fast. There it is, plate's on the ground. The cut is nice and clean. The little bit of slag is a little harder to get off. I think the amperage probably could have been lower. That seems to be a difference. If the amperage is too high, it cuts faster, but the slag's a little harder to clean off. One stubborn little piece there in the corner that doesn't really want to pick off, but otherwise she's clean and smooth, ready to weld. I'm very impressed with this machine. It solidly does everything it advertises. Cuts up to 7/8 of an inch severance cut, cuts clean at 1/2 inch. Very nice at 1/2 inch. The accessories are high quality as is usual from PrimeWeld. And as always, they have safety in mind when they make a product. Also, the standoff works great, but they have drag tip options as well. In fact, here, check this out. I ordered a big consumables set. It'll probably be enough to last me for several years. I also ordered a set of drag tips, which I'll try them sometime and let you know in another video how I like them. From start to finish, this PrimeWeld Cut 60 has been a fantastic machine. Done everything it should, cut super clean cuts up to 1/2 inch plate, and great severance cuts up to 7/8. And with PrimeWeld's 3-year warranty and super fantastic customer service, I can't say enough good things about it. For a home hobbyist machine and even light professional use, I recommend it. It is great, and at a price that you can afford. It sure beats the heck out of the old wheel of death on a 4.5 inch angle grinder. Sure, you need to do a little grinding from time to time, but I'm going to be using this for the majority of my metal cutting from now on. Now, about that mess in the yard. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much and have a great night, everybody.